Welcome to the 47.
No.
I can't count.
49.
I didn't have my
You had one job.
49th episode of Sawdust Nation Podcast with your host, AJ from Crafted in NJ, the second host, Josh, over at Crafted in North
Crafted
Country.
in NJ.
Everybody's
Nick from
crafted
in NJ.
And Josh from North Country Woodworking. And Hot Dog Hero G Daddy? Nick
That's
over
me.
at MPG Creations, sponsored by Boop. Don't want to mention their name. So, Nick, how's that long girthy maple doing?
Outstanding. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I would love to thank these sponsors first. Let's go ahead and give a huge shout out to Totalboat. TB, you guys are always doing your thing with that epoxy. Love it. And next up, want to thank Orca Abrasives. You guys are excellent. Thanks for supporting us. And last but not least, let's thank Jtechphotonics for making this episode possible. But
I was going to say for what? You paused.
Well,
pause.
Josh can always edit the pause and make it not pause anymore. You know what I mean?
No, I think we keep the pause
talking.
in.
This is called the manopause here. So
The man.
anyway,
Is that time of month for you?
yeah, actually, it is that time of the month. But I want to know.
Is this for the uncut version? I'm just
I
curious.
don't know. Sorry.
I want to know what's going on in your shops. So let's start it off with the J Daddy Final Destination, Josh.
Yes, sir. Well, there's a lot going on in my shop, including near-death experiences, which we'll get into here shortly. Well, I've been finishing projects, and it seems like deadlines are coming up quick. I've delivered so many projects in the last week or two. It's hard to remember them all, but I just delivered 2 projects. Two going away gifts for 2 different people. I just finished 2 going away gifts for the same person. And thank God we're not recording video here. But anyhow, long story short, I'm working on the 9 mallets right now. Everything's been cut. I just have to glue together tonight. That way I can shape and epoxy the coins in tomorrow. And hopefully can start engraving as well. So we have a lot going on in the shop. What else? I have some cornhole boards that are due on the 5th. I have a memory box due on the 16th. And I have the gun display with the bayonet. What?
Don't forget about the memory box.
Oh, I won't. It'll be always in my memory. And the gun display with the bayonet and the sword and the plaque. That's, I think, due on the 16th as well. So long story short, lot due coming. Oh, and I have a flag due at the end of the week. That just popped in as an order. But yeah, hopefully by the end of this week, all the short-term notices are going to be complete. And I can start doing the 2 to 3 week notices like I have been. But yeah, final destination moment. So I installed a reel for the extension cord that runs from my garage opening device outlet. And long story short, it's been working. It's been up there for a couple of weeks. I thought it hit a stud, and apparently I did not. And when I went to go store the extension cord, it went up. And the reel came down, but I was walking away at the moment. So, yeah, it was a close call. A reminder out there, if you're installing something, hang off it afterwards to make sure you don't die later.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Or
Definitely use a stud finder.
yeah, I
did. That's the thing.
When you drilled into the stud, did it like have any resistance, or did the screw just go up?
It just went up into the drywall, just poof, disappeared.
Yeah, when I put it in there, I kind of rocked it back and forth a little bit to make it nice and loose and home. But no,
Nice.
I've hit many studs in my time, and yeah, that came out so wrong.
Oh man.
Hopefully you're wearing the proper PPE on that one.
Long story short, I would swear that I hit a board in the wall, and I did not.
What are those boards called?
Studs.
No, the ones in the ceiling are called what?
Joists.
Joists or truss? What's a truss then?
Trust is where the roof is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a dog says.
Truss.
Roof.
Yeah.
Oh, the roof.
Anywho, so to summarize my shop experience this week is delivery of projects, short deadlines.
Almost dead line.
Yeah, almost deadline. And it's gonna hopefully slow down here coming up next week. But until then, it's gonna be a lot of shop time to try and make up for those mallets are due. Was it tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday? Thursday. So I still have to engrave them and do a whole bunch of work with them. But it's 9 mallets, man. 2 foot 9 mallets. So
2 feet 9 mallets. It almost sounds like an album cover.
Yeah, it could be.
Or is it
They're
9 mallets at
tall.
2 foot a piece?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Some big mallets.
That's some big mallets.
They are. It's a lot of wood. It's a lot of walnut and a lot of cherry.
Bet you wish you had my sponsor right now. Ooh.
No, they couldn't cover it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh jeez.
Anywho, that's enough of my shop.
For those of you that don't know, the running joke is if you go on any of my Instagram posts, I always tag a particular company. Just check them out, or I don't tag them. I hashtag them. So, and you'll get it. A little Easter egg in there.
Soon to be tagging,
and fully sponsored by.
Someday when Nick grows up, he wants to be sponsored by this company. And talking about Nick, what's going on in your shop?
So, check it out, guys. A little blast from the past happened the other day. When I say blast from the past, I really mean a blast from the past. Because my 4-year-old was digging through some of our household goods that we have not unpacked yet. And he pulled out this ball bat that I turned when I was in middle school. So,
look at that.
Oh,
yeah. So, yeah, when I say blast, he was like hitting stuff with it. So, obviously, I had to take it from him. But it's a full 32-inch bat, and it weighs a ton. I don't know how he was swinging it, but anyway, took a look at the craftsmanship on it. Yeah, a little 8th grade-y, but still, I mean, pretty solid for my first real, lathe-turning job back when I was 12. Or was I 13? I don't remember. Anyhow, other than that, my full-size CO2 laser arrives on Thursday of this week. I will be here to accept the delivery. My chiller.
Yeah, you're going to accept all right.
Oh, yeah. My chiller and my rotary tool and all that other jazz.
Is that what the hashtag is all about?
The hashtag. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, all that arrived this week prior. And all I got to do is get it here, set it up. It runs on Lightburn, so I already use that software. Just have to adjust some settings and rock and fire. But I want to give a special thank you to Jesse 4 from Jesse 4 Woodworks. If you check out my Instagram page, he sent me a cool hat. The hat that he had made with his logo on it. A logo in which I designed, but still, it's his logo. And it's pretty cool. I'm wearing it right now.
Weird flex. But...
Weird flex. Well, yeah.
Okay.
So initially I was like, bro, you make such good stuff. You need a logo. And he's like, nah. And I was like, well, let me make your logo. He's like, whatever. So I made it for him. And now it's like,
you forced it upon him.
I forced it upon him.
Did you create his Instagram page too?
No, I do believe I told him that I was like, hey man.
Was that the first date or the second date?
Man, me and Jesse go way back.
I know,
15
man.
years
back.
Yeah. So anyway, but not to sound like a big shot or anything, but he does such great work. I was like, you need to have a dedicated page for your woodwork. So, hooked him up with that logo. I did a quick CAD design, gave him a couple options, and he adopted it. And I'm so happy just because his stuff's taken off now. But he also sent a cylindrical mallet for chiseling, for doing dovetails and all that jazz.
Is this subliminal? Is there a subliminal message behind this?
No, it's solid maple. I know his dad actually turned it on the lathe that he has at his house in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
I know Jesse lives in Delaware, but he's from Pennsylvania. But his dad turned this beautiful mallet for me, and I can't wait to put it to work. Other than that, I've just been knocking out some of these plaques. I have a large flag on order out. There's a meat market down the street. I'm going to do a flag for their for their business.
Did they approach you or did you approach them?
So I've been going there for a while, and initially,
You moved down like last week.
no, I moved down like 2 months ago, but it's literally right outside the subdivision. So I
Okay.
went over there and I was talking to some law enforcement folks that were in the shop, and one of the butchers overheard me, and so I handed him a business card. I'm like, hey, check out my stuff. Not saying like you're gonna buy anything, but just check out my stuff.
Yeah.
And so this last time I was in there, I was like, hey, would you guys like a flag for? I'm gonna make it a pro bono here, making a flag for them to hang up on their wall. I'm gonna put their logo on it, and it's gonna be, hopefully it'll turn out great, but we'll see. Yeah. Other than that, though, I've been just jobbing it on my off time. Hopefully, y'all had a happy and safe Memorial Day, and the weekend and all that. But we don't forget why Memorial Day is what it is. Yeah. But on that note, that's all I got. AJ, what's going on in your shop, man?
Well, as always, a lot. And my mic almost fell, so we would have heard some crash. But I got a set of cornhole boards that I just posted up about not long ago. One's going to be a thin red line flag, and the other is a thin yellow. And both have hand painted patches on them. Kim's in the process of painting actually the second one, and I thought I had enough pine in my shop to do the stringers or the runners for the cornhole base, and I cut a piece up, perfect. Got the long sides, the short sides in the middle, no problem. And I went, oh, look at all this extra pine that I have. Let me cut it up into smaller stuff that I have to use it for. I got to make some small signs and whatnot. After I got done, I realized I only cut enough wood for one cornhole board, not the set.
Better get.
I had enough. Yeah, well, I'm gonna run to Home Depot and pick some up and whatnot. Because now actually I have another set of cornhole boards. They want a flag on it and also to say "We the People." So I'm going to do that, and then I just got an order for a half American, half Canadian flag that is due for Father's Day, and I got an order for a Harley Davidson flag. So it's going to be a small flag with a raised Harley Davidson logo on it. So that's going to be a little bit challenging for me, only because it's going to be a small one, and I've never done a logo on it. Yes, sir. You on the bottom.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the HD. They'll come after you.
Why?
Copyright stuff.
Oh.
Not serious. They're like aggressive about it too.
I go to apartment depot. Better?
Whatever, man.
Silence.
I'm just letting you know that.
Why the hell is it like I do a joke and no one gets it? Like, did this go over everybody's head? Josh has no hair for it to catch on, so I get it.
I'm just like letting you know. I see all over the message boards where people make a Harley Davidson stuff. And
I'm thinking the other. That's why you said HD.
Yeah, Harley
I'm
Davidson.
thinking Home Depot.
No, they're like aggressive about pursuing like people that are essentially replicating their logos.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I already posted something up of one of them, so I'm going to run that risk.
Ladies and gentlemen, the address is AJ Camarado at.
Hey, it's all right.
No,
they could come after me. I got nothing. So they're going to sue me for some peanuts. Hey, it was a gift. I gifted it.
As long as it's a gift, man. I've seen some people get like hammered for it. Where
yeah.
And it's not even.
You're not wrong.
It's not like so. Like most people like do like NFL stuff and carve all that other jazz, and NFL is just kind of like, I mean, if you're making a ton of money off of it, yeah, they're going to come after you for licensing issues, but. Harley Davidson is really weird about it, which...
Hey, I got a dumb question, and I'm pretty sure we talked about this while you're on this subject. Is the military anywhere like this? Like, is it that if you use their logo, could they come after you? Or their insignia?
So check it out. The Department of the Navy has sent out notices through their NCIS to different makers and different vector file image makers saying that like you cannot use our logo anymore, like for the Marine Corps or the Navy. You have to be licensed to do this. It might be the same way with the Air Force and the Army. Don't quote me, but I know the Navy, they're not as aggressive as Harley Davidson. I'll tell you that. But
I have heard horror stories about Harley Davidson only because of that, or the name we should not mention. So you're gonna have to bleep that out, Josh.
Beep. Well, there's a vector design company that was on Etsy. I don't know if they're there anymore, but the guy, he basically made a ton of military and law enforcement vector images, and he posted them up. They weren't expensive, but I bought initially when I first started, I bought the package, and the package was like $125 for all of his stuff. And anytime he would update or put new stuff out there, I had access to it. And I still have access to it, but I know that they were he got letters from the Navy saying like, hey, you can't use Marine Corps stuff or Navy SEALs and not SEALs like sea, air, and land, but I'm talking about.
See, that confuses me because it's a DoD thing. It's not like they own it, but
yeah, I don't know, man. I just know that happened, and he had to take all of his stuff off Etsy that had anything to do with those particular images.
Now, when you look at like the Marine Corps insignia, usually any kind of logo or anything has the TM or a C or whatnot. No, now that I'm thinking of it, nothing has it. Is it kind of just an unwritten rule that they're trademarked?
I think the Marines are the only ones that have theirs trademarked.
Really?
Don't quote me on that, but I remember reading it somewhere.
I'm quoting. I'm typing up a blog right now.
So
okay, that's awesome.
Have you ever seen any companies like there's one out there I saw that said officially licensed by the Marine Corps?
No.
There was I might have been on Instagram or Facebook, I can't remember, but they were making flags with the Marine Corps Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, and they were saying they were officially licensed by them to make those flags. So yeah, it's very murky. Like if you're making it for yourself or if you're selling it, how much money are you making off it? All that stuff comes into factor as well. So
yeah, you got to think that one guy that you mentioned that was on Etsy, $125 for all of his stuff is a great deal. But I mean, like, you think how many people bought that package? That's probably why they were dipping into what he was doing.
Oh, he was definitely
the ones and twosies that we're doing, they don't care about. If you were making thousands of dollars on, then they would have an issue.
I only sell my flags for $2 each. So
why not $1,200?
I never showed Nick.
No,
I think I deleted that picture too.
What'd you delete?
I'll send it to him.
Yeah, Josh is going to send you a picture, and I need your honest opinion. It's a flag I made, and I want to know how much you would pay for it.
Okay. Hey, so the name of that, the name of that company, they're still around, but I think they do stuff within the bounds that they're allowed to do stuff now.
Okay.
But it's U.S. Patriot Design, I believe. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've seen their stuff. Don't quote me.
I probably have.
It's Patriot Design, something like that. But they have everything, and the guy does a great job on replicating whatever. And I know that you cannot copyright specific like unit patches and all that for the military. But I think that's like the Marine Corps was super, irritated about that.
It's like I get it. I get that they don't want you to use their logo and make money off of it, but at the same token, we're not bringing in tens of thousands of dollars, a year or every 6 months, where it's we're probably a little blip on their radar. Yes, you could post something up, and it is kind of like. You want to be aware because the second you tag somebody, they see it. So if you're trying to hide it from somebody, don't tag HD in it, because if you're like, I don't want to get sued by them, but let me tag them. Yes, sir.
So I did if you guys remember, a cutting board. I think it was for Christmas a while back. Had a bulldog emblem on it. It was a walnut cutting board, epoxy inlay.
What was the bulldog for?
It was for a local team that.
Okay.
I can't remember what team it was. Anywho,
And the
I
kids
was
came
one of
over and kicked your butt.
Yeah, hardcore. No, I had to. It was one of the first things I had to ship out. And anywho, I did a live when I think it was in pouring epoxy, scraping off epoxy, something, and I actually got a notification on Instagram that a Canadian company blocked, or I don't know if blocked is the right word, but wanted me to take down the video for some reason.
I got something recently with one of my videos, and it said I went against copyright infringement of Warner Brothers. Meanwhile, I had no idea what video it was. It wouldn't show me. I tried disputing it. It wouldn't let me dispute it. Nothing. I think there was something going around in the Instagram world that it was like freaking out. Yes, Big Daddy.
It didn't tell me what company it was, but it showed me what video it was.
Yeah, mine
and it
told
didn't tell me what it was.
You gotta also be careful on, like, if you're making a video and like what's playing in the background on TV or what music's playing. If they want to get snippy about it,
Oh yeah.
like if you got Batman on in the background and Warner Brothers, sees that, then you could be like, oh, hey, if they really want to be stupid about it. But
I am Batman.
They said that my music was, and now none of my videos have outside music unless it's from Instagram themselves, or even when I post it on TikTok, because I'm a TikTok legend at this point, 100 million views. But so all my music comes from the app itself. And I'm very curious on what they actually blocked, because I didn't violate anything. I used the music they supplied.
So,
which I get what you're saying, because I have heard that too, which is so stupid.
Hey, they got to protect their properties, though, right?
It's like I'm supposed to pay attention to the TV behind me because I'm afraid that a commercial is going to come on for Belvita, and now Belvita's suing me.
You mean the little snack thingies?
Yes.
Well, we like those.
I know. What if you're like, oh, this is a great commercial, so let me just do a story right now, and then Belvita's suing you. They're throwing crackers at you.
Hey, so I've got around this, by the way. When I downloaded my video editing software, and I don't make too many videos, but when I do, I use this video editing software that all of the music that is included in it, because you can add background music, you're able to use it and it's not copyrighted, so you don't have to worry about
nice.
You don't have to worry about getting sued for using the music. So I don't know if you listen to any of my 3 videos that I put out on Instagram, but the music in the background is just generic music for the movie.
Yeah. Which I wanted. I'm gonna have to message you later because I'm curious to see. Did you have to pay for the software?
Yeah, it was like $30, but I bought it for something. 2 years ago, I bought it to make something for work, and work reimbursed me for it. So
work?
No, like real work. Yeah, like it was a.
You weren't with your sponsorship?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's all they got. That's their whole playlist.
I want to circle back to your laser real quick there, Nico. You talked about light burn. I didn't realize this. Maybe I overlooked it when I bought it, but is Lightburn a yearly or 2-year subscription?
Yearly subscription. I think it's like 40 bones or 30. I don't remember.
Yes, 30. I guess I don't remember because I had to resubscribe, and it's the first time, which I thought I had my laser for long enough where I would have at least had to do it before, but I thought it was a you buy once and done thing.
Well, I don't have that problem because I don't have Lightburn.
First of all, you should get a laser. I don't understand why you haven't yet.
Because I got the CNC. Yeah, and then I just burn it afterwards.
It's not
laser.
The same.
Not the same.
It's not the
Done.
same.
Well, I don't need a laser at this moment in time. I have a couple makers that I know who have lasers. One is pretty close to me, so I could just run over there on my ride home if I needed to do something quick, or I got somebody who I could ship something to, and they said they'll do it no charge.
I'm a sucker.
I don't know who that is.
He's a sucker.
He is. He said, "Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it."
There's a charge, just unforeseen.
Yeah. So we're gonna really round this one out.
AJ, I just got that picture of that flag. Did you make that?
Yep.
Holy smokes, dude! Hopefully you made a lot of money off that.
Yep, 1,200.
You don't have to.
Why, you like it?
Yeah, bro, that's freaking awesome.
Can we kick him?
Yeah, we could, right? There.
Why?
No,
What's wrong with it?
Everything.
I can't tell from the perspective of looking like it's tattered and rustic.
No, it's not. Okay, compared to
the new stuff, it's not up to par. But
okay, let's circle this.
Is this recorded?
Yes, there's a flag that AJ sent me, and if you look at it, it doesn't have deep enough waves. It is aged fairly well, but it looks like they use, how can I put this mildly, pallet wood, and then it's not done very well. In fact, I would even venture to say, AJ, your earliest flags look better than this particular flag. And he asked me how much it was. I told him what I would pay for it. It was not my style because it just didn't look right to me. So we just included Nick into the circle here, and he seems to like the flag.
Who made it?
Do you want yours tattered?
Did you make it?
No.
Oh, well, then
someone
sucks.
on Maker made it.
No, I'm playing. It's not. It doesn't suck.
No, how much would you think that you would charge for that flag?
Honestly,
if you made that flag,
bro, if I made a flag like that, I would probably end up charging about $400 for it. It's a big flag.
Try
tripling it.
$1,200. Good for that dude.
12.
Good for that. Good for that dude or gal if they're getting that much for that flag. Like AJ,
yeah,
I'm gonna be real with you right now. You don't charge.
Be
enough.
real.
You don't charge enough, bro.
Okay, how much should yours be?
How much should mine be?
Let's start raising prices with yours.
Well, I already locked in my price. I have a quote in my inbox, but
that's all. A quote. It's a quote.
I don't send out quotes. That's the thing. It's like all just typed and forgotten about.
The old screenshot here. No, honestly, bro, your flag should be about 500 at minimum for that 3-foot flag, and that's if there's nothing on it. That's if it's just red, white, and blue stars and stripes, baby. If you want a badge or something on that, add some. Because how many man hours does it take you to make one of those flags?
Well, first off, I'm not a man, so I wouldn't know.
How many boy hours?
Okay, man-child. How many man-child hours?
I always put it like this because I can never gauge on how long it actually takes me because I'm doing 5 of them at the same time. But if I was to hunker down and do one every day after work, like just focus on one, I would be, because I'd have to cut the wood, glue it, grind it, sand it, burn it, stain it, paint it with the stars, clear it. I'm at almost 10 things that I have to do. And if you did those at, let's just say 3 hours a piece,
you're looking at 30 hours of flag?
30 hours of flag.
Yeah, bro, there's no way.
On top of that, your wife, when she paints those logos.
He's talking straight hair bones.
But I mean, like,
oh yeah, that Marine one, she can knock him out quick, but I mean, it takes at least a good put together a day, just focused on that. That's it. Nothing else.
So let's put it this way. The work you're turning out now it commands a premium. Let's put it that way.
I feel like this is an intervention.
This is.
It is. By the way, we have 4 other people in the waiting room. They're going to slowly come in and tell you what they think.
My closet back there opens and they just start piling out. But no, I mean, here's the problem. I'm in it at this moment in time. I did raise my prices. So they went, the 3-foot flag as a red, white, and blue is $250. And
what?
Yeah,
that's it.
That's what I expected to pay for the one that you you quoted me for. And I'm happy paying that much because that's a deal, bro. That's like
I don't know.
Yeah, it should be $350
it should be more than that. It should be honestly about $500 for that.
for a plain no waves, just a flag put together, regular
waves.
colors.
I'm talking waves, bro.
Yeah, I'm talking about just normal. Maybe $350, and then the waves you should add another $200. Raise your prices.
Waves of pain over here, bro.
Here's going to be my question. I could do it for somebody who is going to order one tomorrow, because then I won't have, I won't have to worry. So if somebody messaged me tomorrow, because I can make 4 different sizes. Right now, the smallest one's going for 150. I'm sorry. Yeah, 150. Next one's up 200, 250, 450. The reason I charge 450 for a 4-foot is just I don't really enjoy the 4-footers, so I charge for that. $1,000 for a 4-footer?
Yeah, bro.
If it's wavy, yeah.
Jesus. I don't know. I just don't think my work's worth anything like that.
Last year, I was watching a story. I forget, it was a female maker, and she was talking about a client that wanted to place an order. And she did a table and some chairs for and charged a set price. Let's say $1,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The next year they come back and referred a friend. And in that time, her workmanship gotten better. Like, she can knock it out better. She can design it better. Like, it's just her beginning product and her end product is like 10 times better than what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, her friend, that quote that she gave to the friend that was referred, she said 2,000. This is just, because I rarely remember this story, but anywho, and the original customer came back and was kind of like upset, like, hey, I've only paid $1,000. Why would you say $2,000? And she said it perfectly. In that year time span, my time, my skill has gotten better, and that is worth something. Now you're getting a product that's going to last longer. It looks better, and I'm using better quality products. So therefore, the price needs to justify my time, my skill, and the products used. AJ, if you take a look at your first wavy flag to the one that you most recently post, side by side,
I should do it side by side.
Literally 10 times better than it was. It's one of the better flags out there. I haven't seen one that matches your skill set. And we're not just blowing smoke up your bum here, but but I mean, like, I honestly feel like you can get away with those prices because of craftsmanship behind them.
I wouldn't even call it getting away with it. I would call it like it's deserved. You know how many hours you said, what, 30 hours of flag?
Okay, deserved. Wrong wording.
Yeah, because like getting away with means like I could, like if you're really going to break it down, be like, I could probably push it on this one and try and squeeze a few more bucks out of this product that, and I'm making a massive profit on. What's wrong?
It's not the materials you're using, man. It's the skill set.
Sorry, I'm looking at Etsy, and I was just. Did he cut out?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Now we can.
All right. So what I meant was not necessarily like you're not getting away with anything. Are you turning my audio off, Josh?
No.
Nope. Not even looking at your audio.
You're not getting away with it,
there?
man. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
It was bad wording of mine, man. Jesus.
What?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So put a finger up when I cut out, all right? This way I'll just shut up. But
we don't know if we can't see you.
I can see you though. That's the wrong finger. All right.
Wrong finger.
Oh,
wait a minute.
So now every time I open my mouth, you guys put a finger up.
I don't know if you're there now.
You guys are killing me.
You're cutting in and out.
Well, let me turn my
Hot Dog Hero G Daddy is having issues.
Oh,
anyway.
Can you hear me now?
Dude.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I turned my camera off, so I'm going to say my piece. When you put that much effort, skill, blood, sweat, and tears into a project, you can't just give it away, man. That's what I'm getting at. So the prices that AJ is charging right now, anybody would be stupid not to buy a flag at that price. So his price commands, or his projects that he makes, those wavy flags, they command a higher price. The market can handle it. How many people do you know carving flags like that?
Nobody. That's why
Nobody.
he should definitely raise his prices. Like I said, I think he should do a side by side and do a post about that, because I remember the couple flags he did in the beginning, and they were good. Don't get me wrong, they were absolutely great. But the ones he's doing now, you can't. There's no comparison.
I remember the first flag I made. It wasn't wavy or nothing, and it was trash. So, I would be afraid if I put it in the fire. I mean, not that I would burn an American flag, but the project itself, if I threw it in the fire, the fire would go out because it sucked so bad. So,
yeah, my first flag I tried, and this is before you joined. I was doing that coin holder, and it was a flag coin holder for the top. And man, so much went wrong with that. I ended up selling after I redid it and gave the person their box with the coin holder. I ended up selling the original flag that has so many issues as an aged coin holder flag, and they liked it. So I mean, I got some money out of it, but man, I had so many issues.
Time check.
Yeah, you're good.
38.
Wow, that's it.
Anyhow, flags. They're hard to make. AJ makes really good flags, and should raise his prices.
Yeah, well, as I was looking through Etsy, it's apparent that I'm definitely too cheap.
Yeah,
I'm a cheap date, man.
I know that. That's why we had you on.
Yeah, well, I need to get this flag. Hurry up, man, because I'm trying to get it before the AJ stock goes to the moon over here.
Okay, I got a real serious question, and then we can get into a different topic, because my question is, you guys, as well as I, have repeat customers. Yep. I can understand, as pricing goes up for materials and whatnot, you would charge accordingly. If I'm going to take this big of a leap and go double almost, how would you deal with repeat customers?
The same way that one maker justified hers. It wasn't a repeat customer, but it was a referral. Your skill has gone up. Materials alone have gone up. And
referral would be different, because I would treat them as a new customer.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be the same thing. And if they're coming back to you, they already know the quality of your pieces. So you don't need to really explain that to them. I mean, if you really need something to be like, hey, materials have gone up and my skill level has gone up, and therefore they're worth more. Mm-hmm. If they really want a flag from you, man, they're going to put down whatever they need to.
On top of that, look at your paint jobs that you do.
Yeah.
You do all that stuff by hand. It's not like you're spray painting that on there.
No.
Well, wife.
Yeah, she's the highest we charge for an intricate, so like the marine, it would have been $100 extra.
I'm just talking about not even the badges and the patches that she puts on there. She does a phenomenal job. But I'm talking about, you hand paint those stripes. I see you do it on Instagram, and you do this in the stars too, man. So
and the stars
and the names.
And do you still Dremel out the stars?
I will if they want them. I'd rather hand paint them.
So, I mean, you got it going on.
Actually, I didn't even post up the newest flag yet. So that'll be happening tonight. So when people hear this, they'll already see it. But I finished up that 1801 marine
that
flag.
You were doing?
Yeah, 15 stripes, 15 stars. So that one's all done. I got to post that one up. But oh man, I literally just had it. Well, I mean, I guess at this point, when my sales tank, I'm going to come back to you guys and thank you.
Look.
Hey, your sales might tank, but you might be making the same amount as you're making now because of the fact that
doing less.
How much would you charge for that welcome sign that I just did?
The tall one against the tree?
Yes.
Oh, 150
Hand
bucks.
stained.
150 bucks.
How much?
150 bucks.
150? 150?
Yeah, 150, 200, depending how tall it was and wide and all that.
About 6 foot, 9 inches wide.
That's what she said.
Hand stained, and then just paint, and then distressed, and then halcyon. So I did 90 for this one because he was a repeat. So I did 90. Just sold another one for 100.
How much halcyon did you use? I just asked.
4 bags.
No, I'm serious. Like on the sign, how many coats did you use? I mean, like if you had to guess, how much halcyon did you use?
I think I poured it in a container about 10 ounces. I want to say about that, maybe 10 or 12 ounces.
Halcyon alone is about, let's say, $50 per bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's expensive stuff, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's how I look at it. Like when I do my tables and stuff, if I'm using halcyon, I'm probably going to go through a bag or two. That's $100 worth of product right there that I'm going to charge the client for, not myself.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess the moral of the story for our listeners is
charge more.
Well, I don't want to say charge more, but you can accurately evaluate what you're worth through a variety of different methods, whether it be how much time you put into something, the quality of the work, or a little bit of both.
Charge more.
Charge what you feel that your time and your skill is worth. And if you can't get an accurate gauge by doing it because you're a modest individual, outsource that. Ask somebody else. Like, hey, what would you pay for it? I know there's formulas out there where you take like what the big guys, they charge like what $80 an hour for man labor, like for man hours, and then some of them charge even more for CNC time. So
for manual labor, yeah.
Go ahead, AJ. What do you got, man?
Yeah, they could charge up to $100. Was it $100 an hour for CNC time? They could definitely get up there,
and a setup fee.
Yeah, we're not, and a design fee.
We've talked about this before, how to charge. But I mean, like for me, I charge materials times 2 plus 10%. That's the basis level. And then, you know, I've adjusted that since last time we talked about this on the podcast, but for the most part, it does me well. And for like AJ's purpose, I mean, like if he does something like that, it may not reach what he really needs or should be getting. So, I mean, like test the market, raise your prices. And if it doesn't work out for you, then you can lower them later on. It's not set in stone.
Now, no, I'm not. I can't ask any more questions about this.
Why not? Go ahead.
If you didn't know me and you saw my flag, let's just say a regular red, white, and blue, and it was $500, or another guy who had one, maybe a little less attention to detail, maybe, you know, the stars didn't look right and whatnot, and he was only charging $300, would you honestly pay the $500 for see, I can't wrap my head around it because I think because it's pine, it would. Sorry.
It doesn't matter, man. The attention to detail is what matters.
Example. So you go to a car lot and you have a junker and you have a brand new truck.
Okay.
And essentially, okay, yeah, you can get the junker for a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna drive. It's still gonna be a truck.
Yeah, but are you gonna pick up chicks with that junker? But you can
afford either one. Which one are you going to get?
Hey, you never know. You might be picking up some chicks with that.
No,
might be picking up some diseases too.
You have people.
Well, good thing he's sponsored by.
By hashtag.
So you have people out there who like nice things, and they like things to be right and accurate, and the attention to detail to be there, right? That's why there's different levels of furniture. You know, you have your IKEA, and then you have your guys like William Douglas turning out like beautiful pieces, and then.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess we're going to test the waters. So my next, my next flag 3-footer is going to be $500.
Don't let them talk you down. I've had people try to talk me down before. Don't let it happen.
What if they sweet talk me?
If they say, okay, I'm going to buy 4.
It works every time for you.
So there's a difference between a reasonable compromise and compromising your labor. So if they say, I want to buy 4 or 5 flags all at once, that's a pretty big
different.
job. That can be, you can wiggle a little bit. But if they're just like, no, man, I don't think that's worth $500. I'll give you 3 for it. Be like, well, I'm sorry. There's flags out there for $300 that you can, I wouldn't be.
Or you could bypass all this, put it on your Etsy where like you talked about doing it before, where they have options and set prices.
Yep.
So when they buy it, they give you the details. They buy it right away. And I mean, like, there's no question about it. They know what they're getting. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, sit there and listen to, oh, that seems too much. If they want it, they'll buy it. They'll give you the details. End of story.
Okay.
Exactly.
And you
what
do
if
that
they
with all
did
your
give
customers.
me a pie, like a good summer pie, and then they said I want it for $200?
A pie?
Well, it depends what kind of pie it was.
A summer pie.
What's a summer pie?
What?
I don't know what a summer pie is either. No.
Yeah,
So-
is this a Jersey thing?
Now
I'm
he's looking it up.
now.
Summer pie. It has it looks like peaches, apples.
It looks good.
This one has watermelon, which no, you don't put watermelon in it. Anyway,
Okay, I've never. Anywho,
On Etsy, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
On Etsy, you can put that base price and then have your Jesus.
yeah. No, we can hear you. Keep going. Roll with it.
On Etsy, you can put that base price and then have all your upgrades, like Josh said, and then you can see, if it's a custom thing, they're going to have to get a hold of you for the badge or whatnot, or the patch. But I would give it a month. Give it 3 months.
he sounds like Justin Timberlake. I wonder if this is recording. I'm really curious how it's going to come out.
Which,
I'm not talking. But I was now, just then.
well, no, you're 100% right, and I'm going to put it on Etsy with different drop downs. Because I spoke with Josh because I want to do thin line flags, military flags, and kind of whatever else, and then see what would be. I almost was thinking about doing one as a full custom. So put a picture up there of.
Don't even put a picture. Just put. I guess you have to.
Yeah, you got to. So I was going to put up a flag, but say in like with it, like a custom.
Put up whatever
flag,
whatever you want, and then just like go into like. Wow, that's new. You put custom on top of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
That way, like.
Yep.
There's 100 different ways you can do it, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Etsy might be your best bet because, I mean, all the new customers you get, instead of having to try to track all the conversations, be like, hey, check me out on Etsy. You can buy your product there. If there's any questions, go ahead and reach back out to me.
Yeah. Well,
And Etsy advertises for you.
Yeah,
yes.
The same stuff most of the time. I would totally do that. But unfortunately, there's so many one-offs and different custom stuff that I'm doing. I don't have that. I can't do that right now. So,
well, I mean, I definitely appreciate this intervention, and I accept your offer.
Oh, well, we have a couple of questions. Let's go ahead and dive into those. I know Wooden Whiskers wrote us or sent in some audio a couple of weeks ago, but we would like talking, and we haven't got to it yet. So let's go ahead and play his question, and answer that. So here it is.
What's up, fellas? Tyler here, Wooden Whiskers Trading Co. Question coming at you this week for the pod. If you could take any 3 tools out of your shop, use them from a survival standpoint, you had to survive, you could only pick 3 tools from your shop, what 3 would they be? Thanks, guys.
So what's some rules here? Power is not an issue, so you can plug in, battery operate, whatever you would like to do.
Okay.
I'll start off, and I'm gonna probably say the obvious: a recip saw, so a sawzall. I would say an impact driver because you can also. But would an impact driver and bits be 1 or 2?
Let's just assume the bits come with it.
All right.
Yeah,
so
but where are you
impact
going to
driver.
drive? You're going to take some screws with you too?
maybe this place has something.
Yep.
And, I don't know. That's a good one. What if my tool belt was filled with tools and I just said the tool belt?
You're game in the game, man.
Don't be a tool.
So yeah, recip, the impact driver, and I don't know, maybe just a hammer. You never know when you might have to clunk something over the
smash
head
something.
to eat.
Hulk smash. What about you, Josh?
Yes.
Let's see. The 3 tools I would take.
The extension cord reel.
No. Let's see. I don't know. I like the hammer idea. Some kind of hammer would be nice to have. Something to cut. So I would probably take
My pole saw.
Yeah. We could do chainsaw. Chainsaw would work.
Okay.
I mean, you could
cut
do some
down
pretty
trees,
nice. Yeah. I mean, not just cut down trees. I mean, you could do some joinery with log cabin style with a chainsaw, and then something a little finer, I guess. I don't know, maybe a chisel.
My block plane.
Well, no, a good chisel. You could really define stuff with that. You can split things in half with that. I mean, I have a Craftsman junk chisel I use for pretty much everything in the shop, from scraping to shaping to whatever. And
To shaving.
shelter, and you could tie it to the end of a stick if you really wanted to. There's 100 different uses for it. So, you could do the same thing with a chainsaw tied to a stick, but you see how that would work out.
That would be a pretty big stick.
That's what she said.
Hashtag.
What about you, Nick?
Y'all are stupid. I'm taking my CNC machine, my chainsaw, and
my laser.
Okay. If you see our CNC machine, does that come with a computer, or is that a separate tool?
No, it comes with it. If his impact driver comes with bits, my computer is part of my CNC. All right.
But what would you make on your CNC to help you survive?
You could make like welcome home signs and
well,
anything that says
Go away. Yeah.
anything that says live, laugh, love.
I can make a flag.
No, I'm
So
serious,
curious.
man.
What would you make?
You could make like panels. You could make anything really. You could make
Panels.
You could cut out shapes.
So where are you gonna get the lumber from?
You could, no,
how
so
flat is it
I
gonna
said
be?
I was going to take my chainsaw. Right, you get a milling bit, like a flattening bit, and you just flatten that thing down, right, and then you flip it over, flatten the other side. Boom, it's already planed, dead flat. Right.
We'll have a hut by the time he has his one panel flat eating, and he'll be starving to death. But he has a flat panel.
Probably, if I had to take another tool out there, I would take the domino joiner as well. It would come with dominoes.
Yeah, if I had one of those, it would be up there.
Really?
Well, yeah. If you want to interlock two things together, it's so easy just to cut that loose mortises on each side and then slide the tenon in.
You could also, I mean, like with the chisel or whatever I had, I could also use, make dowels or like square pegs and stuff like that.
I would bring a biscuit joiner because it comes with an unlimited supply of biscuits, so I would never go hungry.
Yeah, so you can align stuff really well. It's not going to hold anything together.
Oh, it doesn't come with real biscuits?
I'd bring my cornhole.
You haven't took it out of the box, have you?
Oh my god!
So yes, these were good, 3 good ones. So, I don't think any of us would survive, but we'll try.
Says you.
Hey, if you brought your chisel, you could whittle down some sticks and use those as pegs, so you don't have to bring the domino.
That's right. You could do that, but how long would it take to whittle down a stick into a peg? When I just have a bunch
you don't need
to.
Well, we don't have dominoes.
Oh, well, get one. Sorry. Jeez.
No, I want a new dust extractor versus a domino. I
thought you
domino
just got
anything.
a new dust extractor.
We just had this discussion.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember this one either.
I was just talking about for the miter saw.
Oh, yeah. You got.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I for me, domino is up there.
I'm not doing
that would be
anything
nice
that
to have.
requires a domino.
You say that now until you get domino.
Dude, it's so
It'll sit in the
so
box.
clutch. No,
No, what?
I'll tell you what.
Imagine putting your flags stripes together with a domino.
I wouldn't do it
Why?
because I don't know where
Why?
I don't know where I carve.
You would if you mark the ends, like the flat or the bottom side of the flag. You can see where your dominoes were lined up at.
I get what you're saying.
And if you attached them low, you'd have almost.
Yeah, you don't need a dead center them.
Yeah.
some of my flags are pretty thin.
Mm.
Like
Well,
this one I just did is really, really thin. Like way,
Okay.
like
so
I
it
carved
actually
way too
waves
much.
in the wind now.
It pretty much does. It's gonna wave on its own with that wood movement.
All right.
Well, it looks so natural.
You might
So
want to
anyway.
you might want to put a plywood backer on that some gun.
Nah, it's good.
All right.
I got enough coats of clear on that thing. It's good.
When he ships it, he just goes folds it in half and puts it in the box.
Comes in a folded triangle.
They take it out and it's a waving.
Anyway, you guys
I'm
want
just
to go
gonna
on
start
to the
sending out a real flag.
next question?
Yeah, let's go on the next question. I think it's you, Nick.
All right.
Go ahead, Nick.
This comes from Instagram user KDibs11. His name is Kevin. He said, "Hey gang, love the podcast. Great stuff. Quick question for the show. I have a friend who wants to give me a radial arm saw that's in great shape. He just doesn't use it anymore. I have the space, but people seem pretty split over the merits of having a radial arm saw versus the potential dangers. Wondering what your thoughts are." You mind if I take this one real fast before my audio cuts out?
Go ahead.
Hey man, it's a free tool. Take it, right? And even if he gives it away, and you don't get an opportunity, there's plenty of them on the Facebook Market store for like $50. People are trying to unload these things left and right. I think it's a very, very could potentially be a very dangerous tool to have if you don't take your proper safety precautions. However, I would personally throw a dado stack on that son of a gun and just leave it be and only cut 90-degree dados with it. And boom, you never have to fiddle with your table saw again with the dado stack. Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys?
I would say.
Go ahead,
ahead.
DJ.
No, you go.
No,
ahead.
you go.
No, you go.
No,
You go. Oh,
I mean,
please go.
How many people are still around from the century of they only had radial arm saws? I know my father had one. He still got all 10 digits and he used it a lot. They're used quite often in certain aspects, and I could see the benefit of having one. I almost got one. If I had more room in my shop, I had somebody who was giving one away, and I was going to pick it up, but I just don't have the room for it. I mean, it would be nice because you're getting that. You have a large cut capacity as well. I don't know exact numbers, but I know it's a lot more than the miter saws we got, and you could still cut 45s on them, and they spin. And like Nick was saying, you throw a dado stack on that, and you can half lap all day long.
Day.
Day.
All day, day.
So
yeah, I agree. You guys hit it on the mark. It's a free tool. Get the tool. I mean, especially if you have the space. If you take a look around your shop, everything in there you could lose a finger on. I mean, like it's all on how you treat the tools.
That's it.
I have one tool you cannot lose a finger on.
You?
Yeah, I just got it. Anyway, I'm not bragging.
It's a saw
laser.
It's a
saw stop.
I'm just joking with you guys.
You could lose a finger.
How so?
You could lose a finger if you turn the mechanism off.
That's correct. That's correct. You're right.
All right. So the next question got emailed to us from PJ Woodworking, and he says, "Good evening. I just received my CNC router and was doing a lot of research on the right program to use. I am a super beginner in this. So are we. Oh, Josh and myself. What are some programs that you guys use and seem to have figured out pretty easy? What are things that you guys look for when choosing the program? What pros and cons?" And he's trying to see which system I could start out with and build my way up. Thank you guys for doing this amazing podcast. Hope to hear it soon. PJ Woodwork. So one thing that I'm glad that I did when I first started was I did not start out with a free program or anything like that, because I knew eventually I was going to work my way up and get something more. So I'm glad that I had the opportunity to get a full blown program, and that was Aspire. And I haven't looked back from it, because I wanted to challenge myself and learn something that I knew I was going to be able to grow into, not that I was going to outgrow the program. I'm never going to outgrow this program, because I don't know. I haven't even scratched the surface of this. And it helps out tremendously, in doing the things that I needed to do. It could do 2D, 3D. It almost can do 4D if I really tried hard enough. And I mean, if you're a super beginner and you don't want to, break the bank right off the bat, you got, what is it? Which one are you using, Josh? I can't remember.
Easel Pro.
At least you could try it out, see how it works. Run a few programs on it. So, what do you guys think?
I think that you have Aspire, right? And you can get
Yes, sir.
VCarve, or what is it?
You could get VCarve Pro
or the desktop one, right?
That is VCarve.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's different. If you invest in one of those portions of that software, it'll work. And if you learn that, right, then you can upgrade and you just pay the difference. You don't have to pay the whole price all up at once. Because the whole package together is what, like 1,400 bones or something like that?
Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
It's expensive
too, ain't it?
You can't. This is for my own knowledge. You can upgrade without paying the full bone, or you can. Oh wow, I did not know. I thought you actually had to buy one and then you'd buy the next.
No, you can buy one, and then say you're like, oh, I need something to do 3D, or I need something for a larger machine. Then you can pay the difference to get that next piece of software, and so on and so forth, until you buy it, until you end up having licenses for all their software, right?
All of it.
It's all you could buy a whole package one time, buy once, cry once, or I think the one is like $400, which believe me, they're not going to hit you up every year. I don't believe they'll hit you up every year for a subscription fee. There will be they'll give you free upgrades for that particular software for your updates and all that for a year or two, and then you have to pay to upgrade it again. But I mean, it'll operate fine. So that's what I would do if I was to start off again, and I would pick that over what I'm using now, which is Easel. Now, don't get me wrong, Easel is a great program, but it's cloud-based and it's a yearly subscription, which is a pain. The internet's down, I can't use it. And now I'm running into a problem where I'm kind of stifled by it, where I want to do bigger and better things with the CNC machine, and I don't have the knowledge or the expertise in that VCarve software to go ahead and just make the jump like that, like seamless jump. So you start with the best, and you might not have to start with all the best, but just some of the best. Anyway, that's what I got.
So you guys hit great points, but it really depends on what he wants to do. So if this is going to be truly a hobby where, you're doing family and friend work and stuff like that, and the CNC is a major, purchase. First of all, it depends what CNC you get. So I know with Xcarve, you're going to get Easel Pro for 3 years. So you don't have to buy a program because it comes with it and you can utilize that. Now, Nick and AJ have a good point of if you're going to try to be doing woodworking on, an immediate level that we're working on, where we're selling projects where, we have a kind of like a shop business. You're going to want to go into a heftier program that's going to allow you to grow where you need it to. Like Nick, I have Easel and that's what I'm using. But there's a lot of different features that Aspire has that I'm trying to dive into and learn, because I'm not maximizing my potential on the CNC with Easel. It's a great program. They're coming out with features left and right. So who knows what the future holds with them. But I will say that it allowed me to dive into the CNC world, get projects out there, pay for my machine without any extra charge. Now, I have to learn a different program and kind of forget the one I'm using, but it at least allowed me to utilize the machine I have without too much difficulty. So if you want to take baby steps, go ahead. Use Easel. It's free. And if you want to take a big leap like AJ did, go ahead. Buy a program that's, $400 that you can use and will continue to use probably your entire CNC life. So
400.
I think there's a couple. It's 400, I think, for the base program.
Just the one program. Not
Yeah.
the whole package.
The whole package is obviously a lot more, but if he buys the base program, I forget the actual nomenclature for it, but it'll get him able to run his carves and, slowly tiptoe into it.
They have, because I'm looking at their site now. If you were to go with Vectric, they go from Cut 2D desktop, which is $149. Then they go Cut 2D Pro, VCarve desktop, VCarve Pro, and then Aspire. So they have 6 different options, 5 different options. And so you could start out at 150 using a Vectric program and then just work your way up. Or, if you found that you're flying through that, then just upgrade to the highest one.
It really depends on what he wants to do in the end. I mean, I don't think I would change the way that I did it, just based on the fact that, like I said, it allowed me to get into it, learn what bits I need and everything else before, spending too much on it. Because for me, the CNC was a huge purchase for me and my family. So, utilizing a program that the CNC came with just made it easy.
Oh yeah, it's funny because when I first got the CNC, I was like, I'm going to go easy, but what bits do I want to get? I knew the bit that they provide, they give you one bit, and I knew it wasn't going to be the greatest bit out there. And I was like, you know what? Let me just get all Amana bits. Just dive in, and it hurts in the beginning, but I'm glad that I went that way because everything turned out. I'm continuing to use those bits, the program. It's, you'll grow into it. And, but I mean, tons of people are using Easel. There's nothing wrong with it, and I mean, I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it just because I'm so used to Aspire.
Easel's it's like the training wheels program that it doesn't really translate too much to the higher end stuff. However, if you're just doing stuff for around the house or you're just trying to make a few signs, you can even run a business off of it like I do as well. But if you have any aspirations of going into higher end items, you're going to want something heavier duty. But but by all means though, Easel, I can manipulate Easel like crazy. I love it just because I can do that. But when people have 3D and they can carve that, I can't compete. So that's my limitation.
Speaking of CNCs, I stumbled upon this site or this guy on Instagram. You might have heard of him, Pone CNC.
Yeah.
Did you see his little bit setter 3D printed thing that he's got? He sells it with collets. I'm sorry, stops. And you set all your bits with the stops on them. So each one is at the same height. So all you have to do is program your machine to semi-auto change, if you don't have an auto, a changer, and all your bits are set to the same exact height. So all you have to do is literally, as soon as it stops and asks for the new bit, you set the new one in and you're good to go.
Is that for the
so
X card?
Izzy Swan, you can do any
any of them.
So Izzy Swan does something similar, and I brought it up, I think it was to you, Nick. And basically what he does is when he does a job, he homes in the beginning, and then he measures the distance between where the collet sits and where the end of the bit sets. And he puts a collet on his next bit. So it's the exact same distance. So when he changes it, he doesn't need to do a new Z height because it's already set. He just inserts the new bit and it's exactly the same Z height. So it saves him whatever the couple minutes it takes to do
I
the
mean,
Z.
that would have helped me tremendously when I did the catch-all trays, because my Z spot where I marked on it on the piece of wood was gone because it
Carved out.
it carved it out. So I'm really tempted to try, pick this up and try it, because I could do, if I have to do 4 different tool paths for some reason. And I watched a video on it. The guy did a 1/8" end mill and then went into a V bit, and all he did was, I think he had a Shapoko, and it literally asked him, okay, insert next bit. He inserted it, hit go, and he set it, and that was it.
So that's a
Yeah.
good idea. But I see some issues with some of my bits are different lengths. Like the V bit's a little bit shorter than your end mills. So
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of.
Yeah, you're not going to take a 4-inch end mill and have it at the same height. There are variations, because I was looking at some of the pictures, and where the collet sits, it's almost like right on the flutes, and some of them are a little bit higher. So like your 1/4-inch collet on the router is like grabbing some of it almost nothing, which kind of like threw me off, because I'm like, I don't feel comfortable. I like to know my shaft is in that collet all the way before I tighten it down.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something on the topic of this.
No.
The other day, hey, I'll mute you. I have the power.
The power. I'll mute myself.
The other day, I was doing those realtor signs, right? And I would do like 5 V carves and then go back and cut them out. And I brought it back. It went to home, and I brought it up. And when I brought the CNC up, the Z, the bit just fell out.
That's good.
Did you forget to tighten it?
No, it held in there like 5 signs. I have no idea what happened. I tightened it. I probably over tighten, but it just.
You never do that. There's never been an issue with you over tightening anything.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've had it to where I've actually forgot to, like, I put the bit in the collet and I hand tightened it, and I usually go back and then tighten it with the wrench, right? But this time I was distracted, and I come back and start the machine, and next thing you know, it's just like, it was terrible. Destroyed a bit, destroyed the workpiece. So
yeah, I was lucky. I was able to carve everything, but it just it was an auto bit changer. That's
well, I mean, I want to finish it up by saying the CNC has changed a lot for me, and the amount that I can do, not even the amount, the different things I can do. And my brain is always going with, what can I try next? And, it's nice. I don't know how about you guys, but I know I watch my CNC as much as I can while I'm using it, because I have this fear of, if I'm not watching it, something's going to break, or it's going to carve out the completely wrong area. But honestly, you could step away from that. I mean, I was doing another project in the other room, and that thing was carving out. I had just made I was telling Josh about it, a CNC bit tray. And, I've been wanting one for a while now, and now I have room where I can keep all my stuff. And it's nice. What the nicest thing is? To get an idea and go, I can make that. And I know it's going to come out right if you set it up right. And, I know that the machine can do it. And you literally program it. I mean, it took me a matter of maybe 10 minutes to make this bit tray. It was very basic, but it was nice. I set it up, sent it, and I walked away. And next thing I know, I have a tray that I can house all my bits in, instead of keeping them in a cardboard box.
Okay.
Yeah. Best thing about making is you can make anything you want.
You can. And, with CNCs, it's going to come out right. Hopefully.
Well, come on. We've all had experience with that.
Yeah, trust me. That does wrap it up. Well, Nick, I know that the world wants to know, who do we have to thank again?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, AJ, for that Totalboat experience. head on over to Totalboat.com and use promo code SawdustNationPod for 15% off. Thank you, Totalboat, for your sponsorship. Next up, Orca Abrasives. If you're feeling the need for some sandpaper, head on over to their website. Use promo code SawdustNation for 10% off. And last but not least, thank you so much, Jtechphotonics. If you're in the market for a diode laser, try the Jtech 7.0 or the Jtech 7 Pro. Head on over to jtechphotonics.com. Tell them Nick sent you. Back to you, AJ.
Well, I wanted to let everybody know how they can get a hold of us. And if you want to get a hold of myself, AJ, over at Crafted and NJ, you can reach me on Instagram. And I'll give you my phone number as well if you slide into the DMs. You can reach Nick, Hot Dog Hero, G Daddy, at NPG Creations on Instagram. Or you can reach Josh, Jojo Josh, at North Country Woodworking on Instagram. And if you want to reach all three of us at the same time, slide into the DMs and you never know who you're going to get on Sawdust Nation Podcast on Instagram. And if you have a question where we can hear your lovely voice, send it to our email at sawdustnationpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to leave a review, you can only leave 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts because 1 through 4, it's forbidden. And if you click it, there will be a cat that pops out of your keyboard and it does some bad things to you. And not bad things like Nick likes, really bad things.
Oh, jeez. Why would you bring that up?
That is one angry
cat.
So anyway, leave us a comment, leave us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts if you listen. And if you want to just let us know how much you like the podcast, definitely reach out to us. Let us know. And like I said, you could send the questions to the podcast page to us individually if you don't want the other guy to see it. You know, maybe it's a question like, is Josh really, that handsome? You could send it to myself or Nick. And also, if you guys want to, purchase any of the tools or supplies that I use in my shop daily, I just made an Amazon influencer page. So head over to my link and click it. Smash that link button.
Oh my goodness!
In my bio. So anyway, that's all I got. I see Nick has a
one more
question.
Thing. You don't want to miss our live event next week on the 8th. That's right, the 8th of June. We're going to go live.
It's actually the 9th.
No, it's the 8th. Stop confusing them. The 8th of June at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Time, yes, the same. And we will have Morgan Hopp on with us from Microjig, and we're going to just talk tools, talk Sawdust Nation, whatever, right? It's our 50th episode. We're going to have tons of giveaway items, such as some Woodpecker's tools, Microjig tools. We've got the Totalboat epoxy, Rockler gift cards. I'm talking Black Diamond pigments and much, much more. Don't miss it. Be there or be square. You got to be present on the live event on our YouTube channel, Sawdust Nation Podcast YouTube. The link is in our bio. Go ahead and check it out. Josh, over to you in sports.
Well, today's weather, anyway.
He said sports. You're a really bad sportscaster.
Or a bad weatherman.
Yeah, yeah, either or. Anywho, you guys have any parting words?
Be square like a woodpecker's square that you can win on the 50th episode.
That's right. Until
Nicely
then,
done.
Take care of yourselves and each other until next time.
Was I supposed to hold on to those parts or those tools? Because I've been utilizing all of them in my shop already.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, slightly used.
Yes. So anyway.
Just like
bye-byes.
this podcast.
Yes. So
anyway.
Bye-byes, everybody.
How
and now,
we
Josh.
Go make some...
We're not. We lie.
We're not. Every day. Anywho, go make some sawdust. Make sure you're listening to the podcast over and over and over, or the cat will get you. And have a wonderful week. Sawdust Nation out.
Yep. Did not know I was not supposed to use those tools because I've been using them.
That's baloney.
So
that's Bolshevik.
The graph paper has a few drawings on it already.
Oh my gosh.
What a tool.